championship game. Texas State Championship. 3A basketball. Boys championship game for all the things in the state, man. You saw the last video. It was our little warm up. But I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. See how small them cats are? Them dudes is like deadly mosquitoes, man. You can't do nothing with them. You had to actually beat these cats, man. So, much respect to the West Oso Bears. But this is a competition between the Sweeny Bulldogs and the West Oso Bears. And we know them Bulldogs gonna do what they do, right? So, this is just the final installment. Really, well, I don't know. Like I said, I may go back and do some regionals, but for the state championship, this is the final installment of state championships in Sweeny, Texas. And I just wanted to make sure that it was documented. So we're just gonna sit back and reminisce. G. Wood. C. Jack. Big shit. K. Nog. Big Ben. And all the following, all the supporting cast, man. Shout out to all the Bulldogs, man, past and present. And I failed to mention one of our cast, man, Johnny, JT Ice, Tutu Thompson, man. Another one of our soldiers that we lost. Rest in peace to all my boys, man. But this was a fun game. This is a fun game. These cats, I think the tallest player on their team was 6 foot tall. Our front line was 6'3" and up. 6'3", 6'5", 6'5", 6 foot, 5'10". And these cats, I'm telling you, watch. They got a cat named Lance Harper, who was a terror. And he ended up going to play ball with one of our homeboys, Big Shit, Big Nick. They played ball in Southwest Texas together. But yeah, this is a fun game, man. These boys gave us some problems. So let's get it. But of course, we start out like we start off like. They were precision and quick. But we getting that paint, man. Once we get that paint established, you gotta do something. We gonna beat you inside the blocks. On every stance. It's like the chessboard. Whoever dominates the middle of the chessboard wins the game most of the time, right? You come in the battle. Now, mind you, this is at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning in March. And we got the house packed. It's full in there to see what we about to do to these boys, man. Y'all know what we saying at the line right there? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And we looking at each other. That was just one of those other little things that we would say to be on the same page, right? Little things like that. See how many people in there? That's at 10 a.m. for a 3-8 game, man. I think they said that the crowd for that day was like 16,000 or something like that. 10 a.m. for a 3-8 game, bro. Unprecedented. See, we started out pretty strong against these dudes. But at some point, there was some adjustments made. And I don't know if they were just paying attention to what we was doing or they just truly made adjustments to it, but so they could do know what was down there in them blocks, man. Me and Nick was gonna kill them boys in them blocks. Ben was deadly outside and Sid Glenn can score too. That wasn't their role. But if they needed to, they could. Our game was based on a strong offense, but also a strong defense. That 1-3-1 we ran, I don't think too many people can deal with it. And we ran a 1-3-1 full court. Everything we did was based on traps and cutoffs.
Talk to your coach about putting the Lakers on your schedule.
You heard that boy said, better talk to the coach about putting the Lakers on your schedule. You see? On one point of reference, every year the Lakers won in the 80s, the Sweeny Bulldogs won. Championship, 85, 87, 88. We won the same year they won, man. That's how we thought we were Showtime. And so did a whole bunch of other people. And that's why I'm documenting this gather, this Bulldog dynasty, man. There's a whole bunch behind how we got to how we got here. And I want the story to be told. 'Cause But that boy Lance Harper, man, that boy was like a he was like an ant with uncontrollable sideways lateral movement. See, that boy gave you fits. I know he gave you fits, man. He gave us fits, man. But you held your own against that cat. I would have not had wanted to be in your position. Hey, for real. These little cats were so feisty, man. Look, and athletic. They gave us problems. But we Bulldogs. We ain't going for that, man. We ain't trying to hear none of that. Hit him in his mouth, Ben. Hit him in his mouth, Ben. Yeah. You see, this one it felt like ball was ball, man. The game has changed compared to how we played it back then. And yeah, we old cats. Look, I'm telling you, look at the house, man. 10 a.m. Full. Packed. See if them Bulldogs might do these boys. With the handle. And they were not scared to go up in that inside in that paint. They were just overside. Overpowered. Big with the crossover. Big dog with the crossover. They had some nice players, man. I just think our size overcame their quickness and honestly, they equal their athleticism. We were just bigger than they were. But these cats had heart for days, man, for days. I forget what they had. They had some kind of name, itty bitty red storm, something, blah blah blah. But I don't want to misquote it. But whatever it was, it's fit. Cause they was them boys, man. These cats had boys tired at halftime, man. Look, that's a point guard, man. But our point guard was just as athletic, but we had other factions, you dig? You see? I always got them stupid fouls. Not moving my feet. That was the beginning. Were it not for that foul right there, we probably still would have beat this boy about 25. I got him foul trouble too early. And now they're going to play this kind of ball. We don't do this, right? We run the play. Let's hoop. And it worked. It worked. So we're like, all right. But they knew they had somebody out. They had a different position that wasn't used to what they were doing, so they could change their game up right quick. It's like when a DB come in the game against your star receiver, and he ain't ran a play yet. You gonna go to him, right? You gonna chest him out. But we got skills. Take one out, one step up. Next man up mentality, man. That's what it was all about as a Bulldog. Tell you, these cats could hoop, man. They could hoop. And they were precise in everything that they did. I'm telling you, I would not want to be a point guard playing against any of this front court right here, man. Or this back court, should I say. Look, them boys was quick. I don't know if y'all saw that. That boy took a straight elbow to the mouth from Ben. You can wind it if you want to, but he took a straight elbow shot to that boy, man. He'd been there till later, man. Sorry about that, bro. That would knock most cats out. And look, that took the cat out, man. That boy jumped into me, man. That wasn't no foul on me, man. He jumped into my neck. But that changed the course of the game for the whole half. Like 6 minutes left, and I'm on the bench. But Dorman came in and held his own, though. We didn't have no bleeding. It was a wound, but it wasn't no serious bleeding. But you'll see the game start changing. Anytime that any of the starting five is out, it's going to change the flow of the game. It's just natural. And that's with any of the starting five. But that's what makes a team, right? You hold strong enough to get through those hard times, and then you come out victorious on the other end. 6.5 minutes left, and I'm on the bench for the rest of the quarter, for the rest of the half. The fluidity of the game just changes when the makeup of your team changes. And quite honestly, me getting in that foul trouble put us at risk of winning this championship. But that's what happens with championship teams. You overcome those obstacles in the championship mindset. See, we weren't used to all that. Passing ball back, blah, blah, blah. Man, go hoop. But, again, it worked to a certain extent. Didn't get him a chip, but, you know, gave him a little progress. The progress is good. And you see I'm not really commenting as much now because I'm not in the game. I'm not involved in what's going on. I'm sitting on the damn bench. Just hoping that we can get to the halftime and still be in the game. So I'm like a spectator like everybody else. And that was painful as hell. So Dorman, you should make an easy bucket like that. But the hype of everything, man, the hype. But like I said, these little cats was good. Look at their size compared to our size. Look at their tallest cat compared to our smallest cat. See Jack with the J. Now it's just the opposite. They're scoring, but we're not. We used to just the opposite. And this is just the first half. I only have 2 balls. I've gotten 3 fouls in the first half. In the first minute and a half of the first. Or the last quarter of the first half. So that means I got to play a whole nother half with 2 fouls to give. Really one. I want you to keep that in context. Those were the first points I think they've been scored since I came out the game. It just threw off our offense. But that taught me the understanding of how important your role is in any successful organization or any kind of venture that you're a part of. You got to be there to play your role. Otherwise, this is what's going to happen. You know? But like I said before, we got everybody on our team can score. You're going to always have people that's going to step up when you fall down. You dig? But these dudes is good, man, I'm telling you. These cats can hoop. They were small in stature, but huge in ability. We just happen to have a little bit more. So what do you do when they start running offense like that? Did you play off of them? Did you play up on them? What do you do? They're trying to draw you away from the basket so they can get closer to the basket. They ain't tripping, we up. Y'all run that time off the clock if y'all want to. But damn. So, as you can see, this was definitely a better game, a closer game, a more intense game than the semifinal game was. And I think this is the number 3 against the number 4 seed. They were number 3, we were number 4. Quick first step. Just quick, man. They were like little pests. Like itches you can't scratch, you can't really get to it. Look. Even with the size, man, I tell you, them boys had so much heart. And that's like their biggest cat right there. He's one of their biggest dudes, man. So we knew, like, all right, so, okay, we got to play some different shit. We ain't came across a team like this before. The team we came across that gave us problems were teams that were like equally sized, equally matched, maybe just that another. But this is a team of little people, man. On the real. No disrespect to little people, but you think about it. We 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6 foot, 5'10". Their tallest person is 6 foot. This is truly David and Goliath. In this case, we just had a different outcome. But man, much respect to them boys from West Coast, man. Lance Harper, Rocky Reynolds, all them boys, man. Look, we down. We down by 3. What? We ain't used to this. And we in foul trouble. The point of that game, if you notice, is their precision with their passes. Yeah, we said he was giving us fits out there in that front court, man. And it worked. Didn't score, but they got a foul. I'm telling you, man. these boys had us on our team. They're taking us to algebra class, man. We having to figure out shit. But of course we did. Passed that bitch with an A+, you dig? Still can't stop us inside, man. But it appears we can't stop them inside either. We had some back and forth going on here for a second. And you know what's crazy about me watching this game? It actually really takes me back to this game. Because everybody who was on the floor doing this game will understand what I'm saying. This shit was intense, man. It was an intense game. And like I said, we played in front of the biggest crowd that any of us had ever played before. Like I said, we played in front of a crowd that most college venues aren't getting. We were that team of 1988, man. They came to see us that year. Look, we still down. We ain't used to that. We ain't used to that. So this is what tested our mettle. Down, foul trouble. Look, I'm missing easy shots. But I'm shook up. Still hadn't grown fully mentally. We had to move the ball. Everything is precise and exact. Everything is about timing. That was going to be a highlight dunk right there. And it works. Everything that they do is to be quick, take you out of position, next step, final step. Look good. What you do with that, bro? Little bitty dude. Take your whole team from half court to the damn front court and make it do what it do to the back court and make it right. See, they made us play a game that we had never been used to playing. We used to coming in, look, you coming in trying to play ball. You trying to hoop, you trying to go to the goal, you trying to score, this, that, and other. They playing mind games. And quite frankly, at that time, their mind games were working. But that shit only lasted so long when you got cats with minds themselves. We just adjust and adapt. So we coming out on you now. We gonna make you play. We ain't gonna let you stand out there, pass the ball around. We athletic too. You did. So that's when the game changed for these last couple of minutes of the first half. Yeah, we ain't gonna let that go down, man. It worked for a minute. And we're gonna bring it back to square zero. And let's start this thing over in the second half. Yeah. Let's start this thing even up. Brand new game in the second half, baby. Big Bull, Leon Williams. house packed, man. The house packed at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning. This second half is going to show you the strength of a real team right here, man. I'm talking about overcoming the adversity, stick-to-itiveness, pure heart. Remember, 42 got 3 fouls. They're trying to get 40 with 2-3 fouls too. Like being hit the cheerleader. Being talking shit to the cheerleader. Then we come down and get our ass hit on. Lance Harper, man, I'm telling you, shout out to that boy, man. That cat was a hell of a point guard. But then you come back and you say, fuck it. Tip for tat, we'll trade it. I mean, right? Not a bad team. These cats could hoop, man. These cats had game. But so do we. And the difference was, we had been there before. It's exchange. This is exchange. Tip for tap. Yeah. Y'all don't understand how quick that shit was. That dude was a nightmare, man. I am so glad I played in the back court. I should have said in the front court. That wasn't no goaltender, man. That little conference we just had at half court, that put us back in check. Even though I think I missed his free throw. I settled our mind back down. So, you know, you're going through the motions, going through them changes during the game. Everything is trying to figure out what's coming next. What's going to be the next obstacle that's going to keep me from reaching this goal? And you gotta figure that shit out. See Jack with the air ball. And we'll take it. So let's go and do these boys, man. You feel the tension in the crowd? Yeah. In our mind, we like, hey, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. 16 balls. Look, people leaving, they heading for the exits already. They heading for the exits. We know it's setting barbecue right now, baby. It's a wrap. We'll holler at you, partner. And the crazy thing, some of these cats played our same high school in football in the championships or like sometime in the playoffs the following year against some of the same cats that played basketball against them here. And I think they beat us in that game. But it wasn't when it counted. We got the chip in Austin, Texas. Like, come on, man, the game over with, dude. You get paid by the call or what? That ain't really what we thought, man. We don't want you out here thinking we was dirty. But damn. The boys fought to the end, though, man. Pure heart. Look, Nick wants his dunk. Nick wants his dunk. That's when you know the full lady is tuning up her pipes. G. Wood hit the last points of the state tournament. We knew it. We really knew it was over right there. It's like, okay, ain't no chance in hell, nigga. We got one. We got another one. It's a wrap. Look, Big Nick wants this dunk. Big Nick wants this dunk. And I threw it off. Turnover. That's the same thing that happened when we lost our last home game against Hitchcock. That same play. First game lost at home in 8 years. But I traded for the first team to ever win back-to-back state championships ever. Look, Big Nick wanted that dunk. He wanted that dunk. Don't matter though, we got that dub, baby. Sweeny Bulldogs, 1988, 1987, 1985, and 1964. The last time it was ever done, 1988, man. But a straight shout out to that 85 team, that 87 team, that 85 team. We had cats like Donald Ray Lemon, Dono, Kent Chino Ball, Bennett Field, Troy Tooby, Wright, Troy Hawk Austin, you know what I'm saying? All them boys from that team. The 87 team. Avery Manilow Helms, Dale Tamp Lemon, Derek D.D. Squeaky Lemon, Skip Bagel, you know what I'm saying? Quentin Bell. All them boys that was out there putting it down back in the years, man, that we won in championships, bro. That was a dynasty, man. We had a dynasty that's not being recognized, but like I said, it's going to be my goal going forward to bring more attention to what went on back then, man. How we got to be there. You know, we got to even talk about those cats that came before us. The reason why we were there, from playing at Carver and playing over at the courts. See, cats don't know about that cement court back there behind Carver Gym. They know about Carver Gym, maybe. But all the cats that we came up playing behind, you know, Thomas Forney, Boss Man, James Pee Wee Spriggs, Mark Cool, Smith, you know what I mean? Even Raymond Butler, who played professional football, was down there at Carver putting it in. Michael Head Anderson, all of these old head cats, man, who gave us that drive to hoop and be ballers, man. Sweeny won them championships straight out of Carver High School, which was really the last school that won in 1964. That was the all-black team. And it's not to be on no racial shit. It's just telling the story of what it was to be in Sweeny, Texas during those times, man. We brought the championships to that city. And during the era that we were down there is when it was the biggest era of championships in any sport. Sweeny had more championships, I think, than any other city down there in that county during the period of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We produced more professional athletes than any other school, I think, down there. So this is just a shout out and a tribute to all my brothers who was part of that Bulldog dynasty, man. 85, 87, 88. 3 out of 4 years, you win the state championship, man. That's almost unheard of, bro. This is what he say. You understand me? You understand me? And that's solidified. But we would have never got there without all of what was going on in our neighborhood, man. These championships were all a result of everything that went on at Carver High School Gym in them goddamn courts back there by the wall. And if you from down there, you know what I'm talking about. With them boys like Jay Willow and D. Johnson and Nate Johnson and all them boys were back there hooping back in the day, man. We were a little bitty hard heads running around. But this what's got us to where we at, man. And it can never be taken away. So shout out to all them Bulldogs, man. One love to all my brothers who we shared them battles with on them courts with, man. And we'll see you when you see you, baby boy. Got it.